We play.
We fight.
We conquer.
Welcome to the Freak Show. I'm your host, Bumpy McSquigums. This is like take number 65. There's so much to say, and I don't know. It all feels bad. So bear with this. I'm going to keep this as a shorter but longer intro, and to make up for it, we're going to have a little bit of a longer time playing the game. So, be aware. I'm going to try to give you a bit more. Anyway, this is going to be technically a second look, but really a first look is what it's going to be called, of Lords of the Fallen. It is by Hexworks and CI Games, releasing on October 13th, 2023. I enjoyed the first Lords of the Fallen. This is not a remake, but like a rebirth of the series, and it's a completely new and different game. Met with mixed reviews, I suppose, but I'm here to play it and have some fun. And it is rated M for mature, so anyone who is looking to either play the game or watch this or watch the live stream, that's a little foreshadowing there, be aware that it is rated M for mature and handle that accordingly. That all being said, I've worked with CI Games in the past. Unfortunately, they passed me up on my opportunity for this one of the games I was really looking forward to in 2023. Very sad for me, but whatever. I ended up getting my hands on it through like a sale or something. Anyway, so here we are, and I really wanted to play this game, despite me trying to kind of step away from doing a lot of coverage of stuff that hasn't been sent my way. There's going to be some, but in general, a lot of people want to work with me. They send me this stuff, say, hey, could you cover this? This would be great, blah, 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 blah. I think there's enough people that do that it makes more sense to cover those, especially if it's something I'm interested in, than to like cover other things where the folks refuse to work with me. I'm just saying, it just seems like a smarter plan in general. That all being said, we are still going to be doing a first look here, so you guys get to check it out. I kind of wanted this to line up to yesterday. I just didn't get a chance to do it. And I also kind of wanted my first time playing the game to be in two different places. I wanted to be here as the first look, but I also wanted it to be actually my first time live on the Twitch live stream, which is the other point that I mentioned earlier. I'm going to be running the entire game on twitch.tv/Bumpy McSquigums Gaming. I need Twitch love, guys and gals. YouTube has been growing steadily over the decade. I've had a lot of starts and stops on Twitch, and it needs some love. It needs some help. So if you guys would be so kind as to head on over to twitch.tv/Bumpy McSquigums Gaming and follow, watch some of the VODs, I guess. Just hang out. I stream Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern. There's a big window there that you guys can come hang out, say hi, check out what's going on. And I'm going to be posting all the stuff on a VOD channel down the line. Anyway, the VOD channel exists. It's just very far backed up, and I have a lot of work to still do on it, but I'm getting there. So please, I desperately need some Twitch love. If you guys could be so kind as to do a little bit of the old Twitch love, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, with all that out of the way, which is still an absurdly long amount of time, I do apologize, folks, but this first look video is going to go more than 25 or 30 minutes, so hopefully it works. We're going to start a new game. There is a opening cinematic that runs when you start the game before you get to the screen. If you guys want to check that out, check out the VOD that was posted yesterday on Twitch. That being said, let us officially begin. Ages pass, distorting self-delusion into faith, with few obtaining the revelations they so desperately seek. In a conflict between the divine, are mortals mere pawns? Whether the flesh of gods or death itself, all will be consumed. For she must feed. See, I remember that line. So, this is going to be a second cinematic, but there was one before this, so they kind of tie together. And then you actually get to hop into the game and play.
Aureus, forgive me. And steer this weapon of deliverance to a worthier servant than I.
Well, that's not good. Oh, wait. No, I was wrong. This is not good. Also, once again, just going to reiterate, rated M for mature.
Never possessed the metal for this, Crusader.
If you shouldn't be watching this, look away now quickly. Yeah, it's a bit much. So my goal in this first look video is to actually make it up to and hopefully through the first boss, though that took me a long time yesterday. So we'll see. Now I started as every true Souls player would. That's not true, but I did start as the condemned, a wretched prisoner who has suffered indescribable torments, whether there was ever any truth in their guilt or not. A class for those who would rage at fate and throttle adversity with unflinching, blood-soaked hands. We do start with a bucket as a weapon, by the way. It's a broken bucket with no bottom, but it's a bucket nonetheless. I think I'm going to actually try starting with one of the other things. So there's a Hallowed Knight, an Udaranger, I don't know, Warwolf, a Partisan, a Mornstead Infantry, a Blackfeather Ranger, an Exiled Stalker, an Orion Preacher, and a Pyrrhic Cultist as well. If you guys want, I'll click through so you can see what they look like, and you guys can read over on the right what they actually do. This looks like the kind of guy we were just hanging out with who did not do so well. I don't know what I want to play otherwise. This guy looks like he's got like a big two-handed sword and then some throwing axes maybe. Partisan's got a flail, or I guess that's more of a Morning Star. Then we have the Mornstead Infantry. He's got himself a spear and a shield. And a javelin, maybe? Then we got the Blackfeather Ranger. You know, I feel like maybe I'll try this guy. Maybe. I don't know. The Exiled Stalker. You know, this seems so much worse. Let's actually try him. It's an advanced class. A former Imperial assassin, their downfall and subsequent banishment from their homeland has made them a nomadic cutthroat, killing swiftly and efficiently for nothing more than coin. A challenging class to master, but also a lethally effective one. I think that's going to be who we are. We have the Orion Preacher, Bright Boy here. Oh! And look at that hammer. That just feels like a very bad design choice. Like, would you want to heft that hammer into your hands? I certainly wouldn't. That seems like, again, like a very bad choice of pommel wrapping, we'll say. We have the Pyrrhic Cultist, and honestly, a lot of the weapons have just like thorns wrapped around it. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Logically speaking, it seems like a bad game plan overall. Alright, I guess we're going to try the Exiled Stalker. I'm not really going to change much, honestly. In fact, I'm not going to change anything. We are that guy. That's us. That be us right there. Alright, we should change the name to Exiled Fury. TM. Alright, Exiled Fury TM is here. And looks like we're ready to go. We're not super strong, but we got some agility, endurance, vitality, and that's about it. Let's begin. A lot of water.
Lord, the latest receiver of his grace.
It's Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
Great potential dwells within you, doubtless, for you to be chosen thusly.
Or Kung Lao, is it?
And so does Aureus' wisdom guide my hand in the bestowment of this subsequent boon.
Thanks for your flashlight hand. That doesn't sound good.
Your flesh has been made sacrosanct with the mark of the Dark Crusaders. Prove yourself worthy of this gift. Seek me in the bowels of the bridge.
I mean, dude,
Our work is of the greatest import.
we could walk there together. You don't have to just leave me napping, man. Did you see the giant dragon thing that flew overhead? Why would you possibly think it was a good idea to leave me there? Now, the game does look lovely. It has a few control things I don't particularly like you have to sprint by pressing the left analog stick in, so L3. I hate that. I hate that passionately. Thankfully, it's a toggle, so it stays on once you do it, but I really don't like that. It should just be on your dodge roll button. You hold it down and you do that. Yeah, and then there's no way to change that. So that kind of sucks. The game moves very quickly, which is fine, but it takes a little bit to get used to. Anyway, let's try to speed through this a little bit. Again, if you want the full experience, I have no idea what my attacks are going to be like with this, by the way. I've never played as this guy. If you want the full experience going through the tutorial and me not having any idea what's going on, please do check out. This is definitely a commercial for my own Twitch channel. Please check out Twitch, guys. I need the support. I need the love, please. Please, please, please. And for those of you who already do support and show me love on Twitch, thank you so much for you guys coming on through. It does mean a lot. Just like the folks here on YouTube that are watching the videos and everything else. You know, it's very nice to actually see the channel growing and continue to grow over the years. So, I just, you know, I want to be a little bit greedy every once in a while. Alright, so that's just a light attack spam there. We do have a heavy attack that we can charge, which is pretty nice. When we're in combat and we're locked on, you lock on with R3 or right analog stick in. When you do your roll, your thing, you don't actually roll. You do like a little dash around. So that is different. But if you double tap the button, you do a roll to get a little bit further away. Alright, this is where we're supposed to jump over. I'm going to fall down in here because there's this shiny thing. Actually, that hurt me. And, yeah. And then we're going to go back up and we're going to try to make that jump. I think I'm... Okay, I think I'm sprinting. Hey, we made the jump. We're amazing. Okay, easy enough. What is my combo move with this guy? Very cool. So if you press L1 and R2 at the same time, by the way, I'm using a PlayStation 5 controller. It is on PC right now. So L1 and R2 or LB and RT at the same time, you do a combo attack, which is pretty good to knock enemies out in like one fell swoop. But they do kind of hyper armor through you semi-occasionally, so do be aware of that. If they decide to attack. Oftentimes you don't break their stance. Alright, and welcome to the land of the spaghetti lantern. We have blue spaghetti coming out of our lantern, which means something's going on. Now, if we press down on... Alright, normally we would be here, but if we press down on the D-pad, we bring out our spaghetti lantern. And if we hold L2, we can peer through the veil. We can pierce the veil with our spaghetti lantern, and we can see the Umbral land. And, yes, this is the land of the Umbral right here. This guy. This guy is actually the way we come back from the land of the Umbral. So this has a mechanic where if you die the first time, you come back as an Umbrellian. No, you come back in the Umbral realm, which means you get to keep fighting. But if you die then you officially actually die. Alright. To use your lantern, you press down. You see on the bottom right corner of the screen, I have the lantern selected. I hold L2, it comes out. If I press up, I have my hand, which is considered my throwing weapon. If I hold L2, and then I hold R2, I then aim my throwing weapon, and I can chuck it at people. I could just hit R1 if I'm locked onto someone, and I would throw things. Oh, apparently I eventually just chuck it anyway. Alright, onward we go. It tells us about the lantern. It shows that this door, something prevents my progress. It's an umbral entity. It's this lovely thing. We can't do anything to it right now. But, yeah, we can't get through it. So, we'll come over here, and we are stuck. So, not only can we die and come back in the umbral realm, everything's like a shadowy area. There's also other things we can do. We can actually use the lantern and then hold square and essentially kill ourselves, which sounds terrible. But we turn ourselves into the umbral side of things, and then we're trapped in this world until we find a way out, like the thing on the other side of this wall, for instance. But beyond that, you can actually see and peer into the umbral, and at times it will reveal ways through places that you couldn't get through if you weren't using your lantern, while still being alive. So there we go. We were able to get through the bars, which is pretty sweet. All right. So see, I can dodge around him with little like baby side steps, which is pretty cool. All right, I think this one talks about doing the combo. Dang it! I knew the combo was risky. Yeah, we get hit pretty hard when we get hit. It's not great. I knew the combo was risky because the guy was probably going to hit me before I finished and could back out. I don't know that you can break the combo. No, you can't. You can only roll after it finishes. So again, risk versus reward. You have to be, I mean, just like in any game, right? You have to be very careful what you're doing and make sure you don't overextend and then get punished. So, you know, par for the course. Alright, so it seems like there's a clear path over. We just go up this lean-to, and oh no, we're trapped. We're never going to be able to get there. Our world is doomed. But wait. We can enter the umbral and go across the hand. Except we can't, because as soon as we fall, the lantern goes away. So, this is where we have to enter the umbral. Boom. And now we are in this shadowy world. And when we die, we die. If we take a look up at our health at the top, we can see that we have our half health and then we have white health. Now the white health is withered health. Anytime you block or parry, you get a little bit of withered health. Anytime you go into the umbral world first time, half your health turns into withered health. If you take any additional damage at this point, you will lose that withered health. But if you happen to attack enemies, you are able to recover the health as you do damage, which is pretty nice. Now, we have something called a soul charge, I think it is. So we're going to actually use a soul charge to do soul flay on this guy. You have your lantern out, you hold L2, you lock onto the guy with the R3, and then you hit R2, and boom. You do that, and it often will open up ways to go to various different places, and so on and so forth. If you use it on an enemy, I think you lose the soul charge, but if you use it for just traversal methods, you get to keep it and continue to use it. So, it's telling us about soul charge now against this enemy. We hold up, shine the light on him, and then we soul charge. We pull his soul out of his body, and then we can beat up his soul. And it does tremendous damage to him, leaving him staggered and available for an execute, if we do enough. And there we go. We did just enough. Now, we are using 2 one-handed daggers. We can also hit Y or triangle to two-hand our weapon. So we have one-handed and two-handed options. And they all have different attacks, right? So let's go with a two-handed option here. So it's a little bit different, right? And then our big attack is that, as opposed to the double thrust. And then our combo attack is that. Now, if we switch back over, this is our basic attack. We hit a multitude of times. Our charged attack is the double stab. And then our combo attack is this. So you have a lot of just different tools available to you to actually fight and do things, which is, you know, pretty sweet. All right, we need to get through here, but I don't know that we can because we don't have... Oh, we can, okay. So you don't need a soul charge if you're using traversal methods. You just need it if you're doing other things. Now, as you see, underneath, below our health, our vigor, and our ammunition, we have that little empty blob there. Empty blob is showing that we don't have enough soul juice, basically. So, what we do is we lantern it up, we look at these blisters or enemies, and we press R1. And then we start to soul siphon from these, what they call blisters. And we fill it up, and as you see, we now have a full soul charge again. There is the return of plunging attacks. I know a lot of people miss that in a game or two in particular. So I can't really soul siphon anything from him because he's pretty much tapped out already. But you notice how our health is going up, our withered health is nearly gone. You can also soul siphon things to get more withered health and heal up. So say we took some damage and we just had not withered health but no health there. I don't know the best way to... Oh, it's definitely not what I wanted to do. Hey, hit me. There we go. Alright. So you see how we got like a little tiny bit of a withered line there? If we, nope, that's not what I want to do. If we continue to soul siphon, you'll see that we're gaining more and more withered health. I am gonna do this. I'm just gonna drop the item that's on his head down here for us to pick up. So there are some advantages, but it is dangerous to be in the umbral world. So at this point, we could actually get back to full health without having to use a healing item. And we're probably going to do that. So again, the return of plunging attacks. You can do R1 or R2. They both work for plunging attacks. And you see we have fully healed. Because of the soul siphoning and such. So, good stuff. Now, they say that you can do this and hold a button, and you can actually fling a direction wherever you want them to go. I've not had that really work out for me. I think maybe I was holding the right one there, and I should have been holding the left. Let's go back down and get some more soul-sucking action here. We need more than that. I don't think there's any other blisters for us to snag. At least not right now. Alright, well, we're going to head up the spinal column here. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Oh, hello, guys. Ow, okay. Well, that went all sorts of bad, didn't it? He doesn't seem impressed. So yes, I got beat up a little bit there. It was not the ideal situation. I did not expect people to come and attack me from behind. That was a little bit of a surprise for me. Sometimes these are actually real things, and other times they're not. So you never know. You have to be cautious when you're walking up on the like see-through clay figures or cloud things or whatever they are, because it could go ver bad. All right, and I haven't figured out what happens other than it just says that like more and more nasty enemies come after you. But like the music, the sound, right, that's playing when you're in the umbral world, it feels like it's getting more eerie. It feels like it's getting quicker, or at least in my mind it does. Maybe it actually doesn't, and I just think it does. But I think bad things happen the longer you're in the Umbral in general. Not right now in the like tutorial area that we're in. But in general, I believe that is the case. Okay, so we went, we unblocked the door that we saw earlier. And we unhooked the Umbral guy from the door. So we just have to make our way back to that door. But thankfully, this is the way out of the Umbral right here. So we are going to utilize that. And now we're back in the realm of the living. And our lantern will show us the Umbral world still, if we so desire. Which is, cool. If you can sneak up behind someone or get behind them and do a fully charged backstab, that's a fully charged R2, you will potentially stagger them and then be able to execute afterward. So, just something to be aware of. Alright, we are opening the door very, very slowly. And we have made it to the abandoned Red Copse. And it looks lovely. And this is our vestige. Totally not a fire of bondness. Or bondness without the D. Alright, this is where we can rest. We can warp to other vestiges. We can go into multiplayer, which I don't know how that works in this game. Hopefully better than other games. You guys know my stance on other games' terrible multiplayer. I think I'm going to get 1 point into strength. I don't know that I need it, but I'm just going to get it. And then I'm also going to rest because I'm hurt and I want to get my blood Kool-Aid back. Alright, we're about to roll out and do rollout things. This is where we will learn about how to parry and block, which is L1. We meet up with Holy Bulwark Otto. And what we did there is we parried, so you block at the right time, and you get that flash of blue cloud stuff, that. And essentially it does stagger damage to him. You see how he's got that little circle that's got like a slight line in it? In the middle. Oops, I missed. That is essentially his stagger or stance bar. And as you see, it's full up again. As you're able to parry him and do stuff, that goes down. Even if you just hit him a bunch, especially with like heavy attacks. And you can definitely dodge out of the way. You can dodge roll to get further back. And you can just poke and prod. There are a multitude of ways to take the fights. But the parry mechanic is pretty important, and I do recommend you learn it. I was very against learning how to do parries in other games of this nature for a very long time. But I did eventually do a mostly parry build through number 1, and it made the game trivial and very easy 99% of the time. And I'm not talking about Lords of the Fallen number 1. You understand. You understand what I'm saying. Alright. Okay. He just screamed at me and I fell over. Uh-huh. So this is the guy that took care of the other guy that we battled. Okay, and we went down. Now to go into Umbral Land.
Give me that lamp.
Alright. Short story. We have no possible chance of winning against this guy. I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a scripted fight. Up to this point, we did 0 damage despite me hitting him 4 or 5 times. We're scripted to lose this fight. Whether you can beat him or not, I don't know. I'm curious. I wanted to look that up, and I haven't looked it up yet. But Yeah. Well, there we go. So we died, and now we're gonna come back here, and we're back at the vestige, all shiny and new. And it tells us about how our vigor that we had collected over the course has been left behind, and we must claim it. And there it is. That is our vigor that we must claim. And to be honest, this has a mechanic that I'm sure there's been another game or two that has it. I can't remember which one it is. But if you die randomly to just like enemies and something kills you, they oftentimes will then steal your vigor spot. And then you have to defeat that enemy to reclaim your vigor, which is a pretty cool mechanic, especially when you consider it's a cool mechanic because it's a little bit more, difficult. It adds a little bit of a challenge, and it also means, sometimes running through a bunch of stuff and dying is bad because it's not necessarily super easy to just get something back at that point. It's also a lot more dangerous and kind of sucks too, because maybe you're fighting a really tough enemy and you're like, oh, I have no way of beating him right now, and he kills you, and then you're like, oh, well, there goes all of my stuffs. So, again, there could be disastrous things going on. Alright, we're going to head over here. There's just an item at the end of this. I've tried figuring out a way across to get to the other one. I haven't figured it out yet. I assume at some point down the line we'll find it. But if we use our lantern, we can get up to a wall here, and that's it. And I looked throughout all this other stuff and nothing. But yeah, you'll see. You'll see more of the lantern chicanery coming up. Now, sometimes enemies are going to have little extra soul helpers that are buffing them up. I believe this guy is one of them. He is. See how he's got the little blue dude just hanging out there? What we have to do is go over and we have the soul leech, and then we pop that, and he's no longer supercharged. And then we're able to defeat him like we would normally defeat him. Wow, he actually dodged that. That was mildly impressive. Okay, so if we look around, there's really nothing to do here. Going back the other way leads back, so we have to figure out what we can do. Now, we can do jumps, but they don't work that well. You'll notice that there's a lot of these moths flying around, little Mothmen. They often denote, and also our lantern is going all spaghetti on us again. They often denote that there is something spaghetti lantern related to do. Something in the umbral that may actually take us where we need to go. So we pop out the lantern and we go, oh, I see. So there's something there that we have to take care of. Okay. Well, we can't do that in this realm. So once again, we have to go full Supuko and just Supuko ourselves on over. Seppuku, we prefer that. Alright. And we float our way over. So we lock onto those, and then we do the soul siphon thing, and it pulls us around. And if we needed to, once again, we could siphon things out of this. These little blisters or boils or whatever. Anyhow, we're going to come up here. This guy looks very menacing, but he's alright. Well, ish. He's the guy that saved us from the dude that just tried to end us, so...
I always wondered if there were others.
There are
You're
definitely
probably
others.
thinking that lamp's just a tool to be used as you see fit. Take it lightly, and you'll find it's the other way around. Mark my
It's a
words.
lantern. He said take it lightly. Also, you can't do anything with this bonfire. However, we can activate the vestige. And now we have a way to and from. If we rest, we come back into the mortal realm, which is nice. And I realize that the time is going much quicker than I thought it was going to. So we're not gonna skip ahead as in like the video, but I am gonna run past some stuff because I would like to get to a real boss fight to give you guys that before we break it all off. All right, so I'm gathering that, and this again, the moths are glowing, they're blue. There's something here we can see. But once again, we have to enter the upside down, or whatever it's called, right? So here we go, and we talk to the big old cream puff. If you guys have ever played The Division from Ubisoft, or The Division 2, they had the, like, the data nodes or whatever you could plop down and you could see what sort of happened, and there's a voiceover and all that. They basically took that idea and used it here.
Sentinels! To the crypt! Fall back! Fall back!
So, people are just murdering the villagers, I guess. It's not great. So we did some umbral stuff. It's not great. Alright, we're going to go here, though. And we're going to get back into the immortal realm. And like I said, I'm going to push forward and try to somewhat rapidly get to our first boss fight. I'd like to do that for the ending of our first look video. And again, if you guys like what you saw and you want to see more, please, please, please go check out Twitch. Alright, I'm going to sneak up on him and then backstab. So see how he's down? And then we hit R1 afterward and down he goes. Alright, this is a way back out of the umbral if we wanted to use it. Alright, there we go. We got the combo on him. Took care of stuff. Yep. We knew you were there. We heard you on the other side of the wall. We understood the assignment. Some other dudes are very upset coming over here. Ooh. Alright, we were able to get the sweet, sweet combo off there before they can attack us, which is nice. There's a chest over here. Somebody's throwing stuff. Oh, this guy fell off of his perch. That was slick. That was slick. He dodged back and just barely got clipped. Alright, so, for those of you scoring at home, there's a very nasty dude walking around over there. I don't want to fight him right now. We have to fight one of those guys later. I don't think I upset him. He's really difficult to handle for a scrub like me. There are ladders all throughout the game. I wanted to try this, and I don't know. Okay, so I don't know that it's going to work, but we already know that we can, of course, just chuck things up and take things down. So look around, make sure you fully explore. Again, I kind of know where I'm going, what I want to do. So I intend to do those things. I thought I saw something shiny there. All right, let's get after it. I was much slower, and still I don't think I got everything I was supposed to. My initial time through here. All right, so you see how this guy is blue and he's glowing? That's indicator that we need to use our umbral lamp and deal with the horrible thing that he's got going on there. That's buffing him up. Which means I gotta get the actual lamp out. And then we gotta siphon it. Okay, now he is accessible for us to actually batter. And we have a friend over here, which is lovely. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought I took him down. I apparently didn't. Alright, this I believe is where we learn about backstabbing. Something next to me. We also have the ability to kick. Beat it R1 and L1 together. You kick. I don't know if I didn't like fully charge that or what, but kind of wish I did. It's fine. Alright, now we see over here, Another vestige that we can activate. And we are going to rest here just because we care and just because we can. And then we're going to make our way to the next spot. So our initial goal is to find our way to the bowels of the bridge. There is a way down this way with the umbral stuff, where we can pull things over and whatnot, and that leads to some cool treasure loot, but not what we're going to do right now. This is locked, or just does not budge, and there's more to do still. Oh god, a little slow. I knew he was coming. Okay, we traded poorly for me. I'm sure. Ow! I'm sure he thought it was great. Sorry, his delayed attack kind of owned me there. Okay, so few options. I don't care about that right now. So there is a pathway to come back this way once we go that way. But we have to go that way first. And we'll look and we'll be like, huh. Oh, there's water. Oh, but there's a path under the water. But unfortunately, we must traverse the other side to do this, because we cannot do it otherwise. You will drown and immediately just get knocked into this world if you decide to attempt it. Alright, sounds like there's some spoopy things behind us. Definitely something we could attack there. But our way forward is actually... yeah, here we go. What the heck? Okay. I don't think he's supposed to be there doing that, but surprise, he is. Oh god, he figured it out. Alright, we can do this. Oh. I don't really know what happened to him there. He just kind of died. I did the soul siphon thing, but that shouldn't have killed him. Anyway, we're gonna head up. This is where we needed to end up going. But the longer we're in the umbral, the more the music either maybe gets louder or it gets faster. I don't know. It definitely feels like... okay. It definitely feels like there's something bad going on here. Alright, so we soul siphoned him out, and then we did that. And now we're going to go back and put ourselves in the normal realm again. We broke the little effigy there, and you'll notice that this thing is here, and boom! We have made a bridge back the other way, no longer having to go through the water that's down below. So very cool, interconnected stuff. Always nice to see. Oh. So I felt like there was a dude back there. I was correct. Alright, I know I said I'm going to be trying to hurry, and I am to some extent, but let's speed this up a little bit. Alright, we're about to go and face off against the first boss.
You carry the lamp long enough, and you'll see history repeat, over and over. If you don't want to keep retreading the same ground yourself should you fall, make use of this.
The Vestige Seed. So, anytime we see the little flowers on the ground, or we pull out our lantern and we see a bed of flowers like this, if we happen to have a Vestige Seed, you'll see in the bottom right of this circle flashing thing. If we hit triangle, we have one, we can plop it down, and this becomes essentially one of the things that we can rest at and level up and all that stuff. So, pretty important tool. It kind of makes the traversal around the areas a lot better because you have basically extra places that you can teleport to and or do things at. So, pretty nice. Okay, we have leveled up. Now, despite popular belief, we're going to rest here real quick. We have been gathering things, items and such. I don't know. I'm not very good at noticing the equipment that we're picking up at any given time. But you'll notice that we have all of this stuff that we didn't have before. Now, when I did this, I ended up using the double wooden crosses as little mini axes to do my bidding. I'm not going to do that this time because, again, we're something different. But yes, we have been picking up things, and I just haven't really noticed a lot with the inventory. I think maybe it needs to be more noticeable. If I was going to give any kind of like small critique, I think it would be that. All right, well, let's get to it. There is, of course, like I said, multiplayer in the game, and anybody that you have come across in your adventures, if we end up failing to fight this boss, sometimes there will be summons that you can actually bring in to help you in the fight. So I just want to point out one more time, if you guys are watching this, and it shouldn't be because it's rated M for mature, yeah. Maybe don't watch.
Oh, holy Aureus, by your radiance grant me the strength to continue to endure these dark days, to lay bare the path to salvation for my wayward brothers and sisters, so we may walk it together, and to strike down all those who would see our will defied. Even as our suffering continued, I honored my pledge of patience to the exactor. And yet you now appear before me, a stranger, bearing what was not yours to receive.
She real bloody.
A betrayal made flesh, and one I cannot brook.
Look, Brooke, and she's bleeding still. Okay. Welcome to Pieta. Oh god. Oh, yep, my timing is in the toilet. Let's see if we can't fix that. Dang it. Nope. Apparently my timing is just really bad. I'm slow today. It's all fine, probably. Alright, so we get the little stabbity stab. Oh, I thought I parried that. Oh! Yep, no, that one I was 100% slow. Alright, so we lost our first fight against her. So apparently, my muscle memory and my timing was a little bit different than it was. So yes, she beat me up for quite a while. So we are going to attempt to do this in like 2-3 shots, and we'll stick with it until we get it. I might, though I'm going to hopefully not have to. I may edit some losses out, but I'll let you guys know the tally, the total, by the end of it. So there's our first loss. There are other things we could do before we did that. There's a whole bunch of fighting over that way that we could go take part in. And here's our moth wall. It's totally different than something else. And this is where we can beckon or summon someone to help us. They don't show up until we go into the fight. But they do show up, which is nice. All right. Let us pretend that I'm going to not be terrible. And I will get this. All right, timing. Oh, I thought I had enough time for that. Alright, a little bit of stab action. Alright, I got the block on that last one. I didn't get the actual parry. Not this time. I recognized what you were doing this time. Dang it. I was slow though. Alright. Get away from that. Alright. Phase 2. She seems upset. She has wings, too. Okay. Okay. It's fine. Come on. Okay. Okay, what do you got? What do you got for me? Uh-huh. Oh, okay, she's going for the grab. Got a single hit there. Uh-oh. Yeah. Mistakes were definitely made. Alright, which side? Okay. I can be safe over here. Oh, darn it. So sorry, guys and gals. I was a little slow again.
A poor substitute indeed.
Yeah, poor substitute indeed. I don't disagree with you. A little less damage with the daggers. That shouldn't matter. I should just be better, but yeah. I do like the fight. Everything is very telegraphed. But it's one of those things where you start getting hit and it hurts. It hurts a lot, right? So you stop really abusing the windows of opportunity that you get because you're so afraid and you're so trying to like get yourself back into a good position that you end up kind of just prolonging things and making it harder for yourself. But like I said, we'll stick with it till we beat it. Hopefully that's not too long. Come on. And down. Alright. And then a quick stab to the whatever. I didn't get the parry off that jump back attack, just the block. Alright, I think she's going into phase transition now. So we get out of the way. She goes down the middle here. And whenever she summons her others that do the same thing, you just have to see what lanes there are. There's 3 lanes. So there's the middle lane. And the 2 side lanes. we get most of our health back now? We can. She's gonna go for, okay, yeah. So she's going down the two sides, so we have to stay in the middle here. That was her disengaged attack. Oh. Alright. Grab. Oh. Alright. She's doing it again. I did a couple things wrong there. Disengage, okay. Come on. Oh, you kind of want her to swing at you. Like, that's your biggest opening. I was hitting L1 instead of my attack. She's going for the... Okay, stay off to the side. Okay. Alright, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Okay. Come on. Dang it, I did it again. Saw me spamming the wrong things. Okay, one there, one there. Alright, we'll stay to the side. And there it is. Third time's the charm, baby. Oh, really fun fight. I liked it a lot. It took me a long time to get the timing down, to see the windows where I could actually do things. It was rough. Now this thing. I think this is a fun way to end our first look. We get to see the 3 FPS blood come together here. I feel like this is an effect that they did on purpose, because you see the smoke and everything else is not like that. I think it looks pretty cool, but it also is, it looks a little weird at the same time. I think it's a cool effect. Yeah. She might be Sarah from Here's My Magic 6. Alright, we got a Vestige Seed, some Umbral Scouring, and yeah, that's it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you guys enjoyed this first look video. Once again, please check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bumpy McSquigums Gaming. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern is when I am streaming. I do all sorts of stuff. I'm trying to focus on any single game at a time, so right now it's obviously Lords of the Fallen. Before this, I did the Mercenary Saga Chronicles. Fridays, we do a group stream with Cup of Goodness, Mutanot, Splooch, Party Commissar, and others as part of the PGS. The Colonel's there as well. So we just do like party games or whatever for about 2 hours, and then I do a little bit of extra streaming after that. It's just a good time. Our Gun Plus / Gundam model building streams, once a month I've been doing that. It's all there on twitch.tv/Bumpy McSquigums Gaming. So please check it out. Please, 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 please. If you hadn't noticed, I really want to get moving on that. But still, very, very fun and cool game so far. A lot of interesting and different mechanics. Some of them, as you'll hear if you go check out the VOD, I feel like are unnecessary, but at the same time, you're trying to find your own unique identity and do something different in the, in this realm of game or this genre of game. So I totally understand why. Like I said, some pretty cool ideas. Game looks gorgeous. It plays quite well. Just have to really get used to it. It feels different. It feels very different than other games of its kin. So that's something you have to get used to. It does feel quite quick at times, and then also quite slow as far as like attacks and having to parry stuff and whatnot. The parry and stance mechanic, I think they work pretty well, and they are a big part of the game, but you don't have to interact with it. It just makes things a lot easier if you do. Anyway, that's it for me, guys and gals. That's it for this first look. See, it went an hour long. I told you it was going to be a long intro. I guess a little bit of a long outro, but I give you guys a little bit of content in between. So hopefully you enjoyed. Check out more of Lords of the Fallen on Twitch. And I hope to see you guys around the channel here. Hope to see you guys come check out Twitch. And until the very next episode, I've been your host, Bumpy McSquigums. If you want more information about the game, where to get the game information on the developer, the publisher, any of that stuff, down below in the description of the video will be various links. I know I'm doing it out of order. It's fine. Thanks for stopping by the Freak Show. We play, we fight, we conquer.